going to Guizhou, a land of wonders in southwestern China.
Hidden away among the mountains, Guizhou is like one of the last yet to be discovered gems on China's crown of travel destinations. It's hard to say which is the more enchanting, the good-natured ethnic peoples you meet here, or the landscape. Only one thing's for sure: once you've been to Guizhou, you can't help longing to return.
So I was there last year and had a great time there. I drank a lot of wine and got my face painted. But that was Southeast Guizhou, a lot of ethnic groups. This time, we are going to visit Southwest Guizhou. That is Guizhou. With rolling mountains, rugged landscape, people call it a land of wonders. And the air is filled with the sweet fragrance of the yellow flowers, the red plum flowers. It's intoxicating. It's springtime. Welcome to TRAVELOGUE. Welcome to Southwest Guizhou.
In this land of magic, it's as if time has frozen and miraculously preserved many ancient customs and traditions that look exotic today, but are in fact as much a part of everyday life as they were in the distant past. History is carefully kept alive within these stone homes and in people's daily life. The karst or limestone formations that are typical of Guizhou means the region has countless gigantic caves. They surprise you again and again. Around the ancient area, 1.5 hour drive from Guiyang, capital of Guizhou province, stand stone villages known as Tunpu. The people living here are descendants of soldiers who were relocated over here more than 600 years ago during the Ming Dynasty period. They came from southeastern China, an area called Jianghuai. Today, the Tunpu women still dress as women did more than half a millennia ago in Jianghuai, in a way that has long passed from fashion in Jianghuai.
Guizhou is always cloudy. You seldom see the sunshine around here. But the foggy, drizzling weather gives you a dreamlike feel. It's like you're in a fairyland. And I'm here to visit one of the old Tunpu villages.
This is one of the best preserved Tunpu village around the area. It's called Benzhai. Walking along the narrow stone-paved lanes in the village is like walking backwards in time. There are several towers in Benzhai that used to be watchtowers, with regular guards watching out for possible attacks.
You can feel the defensive mentality of the builders of this village almost everywhere. For example, this used to be a small shop. People came over here to buy stuff, and it was closely guarded. Behind this wall, there used to be a guard, guarding the small shop with an arch and arrow at first, and later, a gun.
The stones used here are definitely local, but the many designs in the wood trims were imported hundreds of years ago from the Jianghuai area, thousands of miles away. These ancient decorations here are similar to those you see in the small villages along the Yangtze River. But here, the houses blend harmoniously with the limestone slabs and the overcast sky. The stone drainage system designed way back on the first page of the village history still works well.
Hey, 因为我们都没一直都没有穿过。过去时候那些人都是喊的，就是喊他们叫穿成衣服的叫大脚妹。
大脚妹。
The threads she was working on were to be used for shoes for her family. It turned out that she doesn't wear the traditional dresses because her family was in charge of weaving clothes back in the past, and for generations, the women in her family had their feet bound. Hence, the Hangti reference to big-footed sisters. It seems there used to be a class difference here. But to live here in the village must give people a strong sense of safety, because every corner of it is guarded. Although nobody can recall any serious warfare ever happening around here, people have, until only recently, dutifully gone on repairing the walls and maintaining the defense system.
The whole village, or I should say the whole garrison station, is surrounded by a high wall. And this wall is made of stone, just like the houses. With such a strong prevention and guarding, there was never a big war happening around here. How ironic. Hey, I see a group of enemy coming. I should fire a report.
The rape plant flour, which is used to produce canola oil, provides a fundamental income for the locals. For sightseers, it adds a vibrant swathe of color to the otherwise gloomily poetic landscape. On our way to Tianlong village, we ran into a small trade fair along the road, a place where the locals gather to trade for what they need. This might explain why there are so few people around in the villages today. I found the number one local delicacy is yu xing cao, the stinking fish grass. You either love it or loathe it.
It's very expensive, but it really smells. But for local people, they can't have a dinner without it. For me, I can't stand it, even smelling it. No.
Here, we were able to get a glimpse of the people's daily habits by looking at what was for sale and what they bought. A bit like studying trolleys at the supermarket checkout. Eventually, my curiosity got the upper hand, and I ventured out for some girls' talk. These women are incredibly friendly. They told me women here remove the hair on their foreheads when they get married, because they consider it to be more beautiful that way. Tunpu are beautiful men, soldiers, but there is no special traditional fashion for men. Strangely, it is the women who keep up the tradition, wearing typical Tunpu bun, like uniforms. Every spring, many areas have blossom festivals. But here in Anshuan area, they have the Rape Plant Festival. And around this time, many activities center on Tianlong Village, which is another major tunpu. Performers from other villages gather here, attracting large crowds. The boisterous parade brings a festive atmosphere to the otherwise quiet streets. But I went in another direction. Just 1 block away, it's like being in another world. Apart from the architecture, the military spirit of the ancestors is preserved here in ferocious-looking wooden masks. Different masks represent different characters in a local play called 地戏. The characters have different personalities, but they have one thing in common. They're all fighters. One of many theories about the origins of 地戏 is that it was once a god-worshipping ritual. Unlike other traditional plays, 地戏 has no romantic love element. It is all war stories, stories about great conquerors and heroes. I guess it was a way to keep up the fighting spirit and morale of the soldiers who were farming the land. The only musical instruments used in the performance are a gong and a leather drum.
那有男将、女将，
男将、女将。
哎，对，那女将那是弯弯的留一枚啊。你看，和你们女士画眉毛一样，弯弯的留一枚啊。
哎，这是我们。
哎，女将啊。这个就是我们专挑女将的。
OK。
男将啊，男将的少将，那少将的眉毛一直接啊。少将。你看这个，这是说的杨宗保一类似的年轻少将，你看他的尖畸形的，是不是一直尖？他的眉毛都是畸形的了。你看他的少将，他的眼球你看不好。哎，这个就是恩爱的夫妻一对，正在谈恋爱的时候。
Somehow, the singing style reminds me of the local operas, still popular in southeastern China, where their ancestors came from.
This is no ordinary mask. You're wearing these, and you have your face covered, then you are no longer human beings. You are gods. For the audience, they don't see your face, but this mask, they see the gods. My breakfast looks delicious. Local rice noodle. This is what will keep me going for the morning, because I got a long way to go. Take a look. Imagine a time when this bridge was not here. When one villager wanted to cross this gigantic valley from that cliff to this one, it probably would have taken days. From Anshuan, we head further down southeast. Our destination is called Getu in Ziyun County, a porous limestone region with all kinds of caves.
About 40-minute drive from Ziyun County Center, we arrive at the Getu River.
Okay, I'm coming. We've got some real adventure to do. Some caving.
The ride along the Getu River to the caves is very pleasant. The air is alive with nameless birds chirping along the bank. The people who live around here are Miao people, China's migrating tribe.
It's 160 meters high and 25 meters wide.
This is called the Cave of Swallow Kings. If you come at the right time, you will see countless swallows dipping and swirling and diving around here. Taking a short boat ride into the gigantic cave is some awesome experience.
This is terrific, really terrific.
The ground inside the cave is littered with huge boulders that fell down from the top of the cave at some distant time. The cave extends some 12 kilometers, and the Getu River, along which we came in, goes underground from here. It's an ideal place for caving enthusiasts.
Looks like a very small opening. Actually, it's 200 meters wide. And this is the Getu River through which we came over here. From this point on, we will not see the sunshine for a long time.
Further down deep into the mountain, 1.5 hours, we hardly saw a soul. But everywhere you look, you see evidence that there are people living in this isolated area.
So this is it. We are going to visit a small village up there on that mountain. But it's a very special village. They live in a huge, huge cave. They say it's 1 hour climbing. I hope I can finish it within 2 hours. Okay, thank you. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
Of course, the 1 hour climb is for the locals. The climb is much more difficult for an urban dweller. Struggling along paths of slippery stones and treacherous grasses, I can't help wondering what is it like to walk these passes on a daily basis. What kind of people could have the stamina and persistence to accept the hardships of a life like this?
There's no easy way and there's no other way. This is the only way to get to the cave village. And we have to pass that huge, I don't know how to call that, opening in the mountain. It used to be an ancient riverbank. Let's go. Join Travelogue for all kinds of imaginable and unimaginable difficulties. Oh, help! Woo!
Finally, we see patches of farmed land on the Stone Mountain. We are getting closer to the village.
Those kids, they're waiting for me. We're finally here. Very close. 2 hours climbing and falling down. Hi.
Obviously, you can read it on their faces. The kids growing up on the mountain are shy and timid.
After 2 hours hiking, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. It's unbelievable. It's a living village in the cave.
Some 20 families live in this cave, which is at least as big as 1.5 soccer game fields. Nobody remembers now when people started to live in the caves, but the cave is cool in summer and provides natural shelter. The homes are built with bamboo, bricks, and wood, and are probably unique in that they don't have a roof. No need. All the families here live under one single stone roof. Most of the villagers here are farmers, and they grow corn and eat corn. Life here is certainly slow-paced and self-reliant. Even the way people speak is much slower. But for generations, they've been used to this lifestyle, and it seems nobody is unhappy about it. Or if they are, then they're too proud to show it. I'm told the government built houses down the mountains for them, but they didn't like them very much. They stayed down there for a while and then moved back up here.
我想问问您啊，您小时候是在这里长大的吗？
是的。
你在这里住了多久了
40多年了。
40多年了。对。啊，那你有孩子吧？
孩子啊？
哎。
孩子有2个。
有2个，在这边念书吗？
是在这里，没有在这里，是在巴寨去了。
啊，到外面去念书了。啊。
大的那就出去了。
你怕不怕女儿以后到外面去了不回来了？
不怕，因为这个她长大，她期待会来的。
是吧
？A few years ago, a small primary school was built in the cave. So children from other villages also come here for education. They all belong to the Miao ethnic group, speaking Miao language. But here they are learning other languages as well, and not only Mandarin. The cave village is not a travel destination in the use of the term. You can't say it's a haven where you can escape from the chaos of the world. And I'm sure life here is as simple as it is hard. But for any traveler who really wants to see the world beyond the tourist spots, the climb is worth it. Coming upon this little community after hours of difficult climbing is a real eye-opener. It will certainly make you rethink about many things you've always taken for granted.